What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Kangaroo Black coming back once again to talk about my Alabama Crimson Tide and the great one, Nick Saban. Nick Saban continue to make hires to his staff. He ain't done yet, I don't guess. But on Wednesday, he hired Ken Wisenhunt. Ken Wisenhunt got a lot of football experience, a lot of football knowledge. He's been a head coach in the NFL, held several assistant coaching jobs. As far as college. So Nick Saban hired him on Wednesday and as a special assistant to the head coach. So Nick Saban, he also got three other guys that's already in that current role as assistant to the head coach, which is Sal Sinceri, Joe Pedney, and Todd Watson. So Joe Pendry and Todd Watson. And I'm going to talk about those three guys first before I get to the latest hire, Ken Wisenhunt. We're going to talk about Todd Watson first. Todd Watson, he was on the Tennessee staff at one time. He spent 2 years at Tennessee as the director of football operations. So that was his role at Tennessee. He also was at Troy for 3 years. You know, Troy, that's my hometown, Troy, Alabama. But anyway, he was at Troy for 3 years from 2015 to 2017. He was the director of operations and high school relations. All right. When he was at Troy, Troy Trojans went a combined 20-5 over his final 2 seasons there. Remind you, I say he was there 3 seasons. But anyway, they went 20-5. This guy, he coached 10 years at Foley High School. He was Julio Jones' head coach. He coached Julio Jones, Robert Lester, and DJ Fluker. All those guys went to Alabama, and all of them went to the NFL. So, hey, he developed those guys from high school and sent them on their way, and all of them became successful. So that's just a little bit about Todd Watson. And then Joe Pendry. This guy has been around forever. His first head coaching, his first coaching job was back in 1971 with West Virginia. He was a wide receiver coach. So he's been around forever. Oh, my goodness. He's 75 years old. He don't want to leave it alone. But anyway, I'm just talking about some of his latest jobs. We're just going to start at. Oh, my goodness. Okay, let's start with the NFL. He was the he was an offense coordinator. Let me see. Yeah, offense coordinator for the Cleveland Browns. A running back coach for the Cleveland Browns. Offense coordinator and a quarterback coach for the Kansas City Chiefs. Running back coach for the Chicago Bears. Offensive coordinator for the Carolina Panthers. Offensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills. Offensive line coach for the Washington Redskins. Offensive line coach for the Houston Texans. And he from 2007 to 2010, he was an assistant head coach and an offensive line coach for Alabama. So he helped guide Alabama to a national championship in 2009 as an assistant head coach and an offensive line coach. He's been on staff before. 2019, he was a general manager for the Birmingham Iron. Remember that team, the Birmingham Iron? I think they was the XFL or something like that, and that didn't last long. But anyway, he's back with my Alabama Crimson Tide as a assistant to Nick Saban. So a special assistant to Nick Saban. So yeah, this guy's been around a while. Damn, Joe, it's time to retire, buddy. All right. Next, we got the third guy who's already in that role is Sal Sinceri. Sal Sinceri, very successful. He done been on staff before too. This guy has guided or helped guide teams to 4 national championships. 3 with Alabama, 2 with Florida State. He's been around a while too. His first college coaching job was in '85. Defensive linebacker coach and a linebackers coach. A defensive line coach and a linebackers coach with Pittsburgh. So that was 1985. So he's been around a while. He was there for 6 years. So He was also at Illinois State as a defensive coordinator. Louisville as a linebackers coach, Alabama A&M defense coordinator, linebackers coach, LSU in 2000. He was with Nick Saban then too. So he was a linebackers coach and a special teams coach at LSU. Michigan State in 2001, linebackers coach, special teams coach. And he moved to the NFL. 2002 to 2008, he was with the Carolina Panthers as a defensive line coach. Then at Alabama, then he moved to Alabama 2009 to 2011 as an assistant head coach and a linebacker coach. Back with Nick Saban, won a national championship in 2009. Then he went to Tennessee to be the defense coordinator in 2012. Then he moved to Florida State 2013 to 2014. Those 2 seasons. Won a national championship with Florida State. Jameis Winston under Jimbo Fisher. They beat Auburn that year, I might add. Then he went back to the NFL to the Oakland Raiders from 15 to 17 as a linebackers coach. Then he came to Florida Gators defensive line coach in 2018. Then back at Alabama from 2019 to 2021, he was a outside linebackers coach and won a national championship those years. I forgot to add, he won 2 national championships with Alabama his first stint, 2009 and 2011. But anyway, then again in 2020. And then now his present role at Alabama is a special assistant to the head coach. So those are 3 guys that was already on staff. A whole lot of football knowledge. A whole lot of it. So, and experience. So Nick Saban surrounded himself with some guys who know what they're doing. And hiring Ken Wisenhunt, that's another guy with a whole lot of experience. I mean a lot. He's been a coach since 1995. 95, he was at Vanderbilt. 95 to 96 as a special teams, tight ends, and H-back coach, halfback, whatever you want to call it. From 97 to 98, Baltimore Ravens, tight ends coach. Then he went to Cleveland in 99 as a tight end coach. New York Jets in 2000 as a special team coach. Pittsburgh Steelers 2001 to 2003 as a tight ends coach. Pittsburgh Steelers 2004 to 2006 as an offensive coordinator. He won a Super Bowl, helped guide that offense or that Pittsburgh Steelers team to a Super Bowl win in 2006. Matter of fact, I think they beat the Seattle Seahawks that year. But then in 2007 to 2012, he was the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. With the Arizona Cardinals, he made an appearance in the Super Bowl in 2008, well, January 2009 when the game was played, or February 2009 when the game was played. But he made an appearance in the Super Bowl as a head coach. He lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers, his former team. So, hey, he went to the Super Bowl as an offense coordinator, also went as a head coach. But 2012, he wound up getting fired, but then he went to the San Diego Chargers in 2013 as an offensive coordinator. From there, Tennessee Titans 2014 to 15 as a head coach. From there, San Diego Chargers 2016 to 19 as an offense coordinator. 2021 to 2022, he was an offensive analyst at Penn State those 2 years. And now, 2023, he's at Alabama. Special assistant to the head coach. So, those 4 guys who are special assistant to Nick Saban got a wealth of football knowledge and experience. From head coaching to offensive and defensive coordinators to running back coaches, wide receiver coaches, offensive line coaches. I mean, a wealth of experience. What, linebackers coaches. So, we shouldn't have no issue with all these damn guys. I mean, damn. You got 4 guys as a special assistant to Nick Saban. So, you shouldn't have no problem on either side of the ball. These guys got enough experience to give the right advice. That's all that's all I know. So, Tommy Rees, he can use these guys too. Tommy Rees and Kevin Steele. Both of them can use these guys' knowledge too. So, Tommy Rees and Kevin Steele, don't get in your pride because you are the coordinators Hey, these guys been around a long time, and I'm quite sure they know a lot. But anyway, I just want to let y'all know Nick Saban still hiring to his staff. I don't know if this the last hire or what, but Nick Saban getting it all together. So we'll see what we got in daggone 2023. Roll Tide.